Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first Season 3 Galarius Smite League game. Surprisingly, it's an upper division game. Yes, I know people get antsy. Oh, look, it's the rare upper division. That thing never gets casted. Well, too bad, because we're casting it, and it's the first Season 10 game also for Galarius Smite League. I'm your Chair 1 Laffy. Joining me tonight is Panda Bear Ash, of course, with printers on. Production swiftly going through the bands. First band coming through on Dave's, which is Hebo, Najar as well, following up after that with Archies banning Cleo. We're going to expect a lot of interesting things, I think, coming into Season 10. A lot of different strategies, potentially. A lot of different things can happen, so maybe bands have changed and everything could vary, but so far, I don't have any problems with really any of the bands so far.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, the Cleo ban is interesting to me, but I can see it with a lot of the new walls and ganking potential in this jungle since it's bigger. Seems like it is logical. The Alquang ban again. There's been a lot of focus. A lot of these top ADCs, a lot of these top players have been playing these major ADCs so logically.
About time they got
Alquang
interesting
probably
around
pretty
here.
good, but Maui being banned. Being picked up is no surprise here. He still is, from my experience, one of, if not the best support currently.
Yeah, with the bans we currently have on the table, a lot of open, including Ishtar. We could see, as Kakolin's actually going to be being hovered, will Ishtar get picked up? Or will she be left, potentially, maybe not even valued? I think there's a lot of interesting things, and I think, especially with Cleo, I think Cleo is definitely, I think since I've played her in PTS, Cleo is probably very, very strong, considering the amount of walls she can go through, get through the map. Probably very, very tight corners where she can just use Tear the Veil, collapse. Yeah, I think she would be a very strong top contender, but maybe probably just more ranked than anything, but I don't know. Cleo's always been performed more
They will all obey their
Archies
goddess.
have picked up Brahma, and there is the Ishtar.
Yeah, so Ishtar, this was kind of like a storied duo lane in the SWC. We only saw it once or twice, but there was a good reason why they kept apart. Arguably still one of the better physical hunter, magical support picks right here, and Scylla getting picked up. They had their early game pressure. Not too surprised that they go ahead and pick up a late game, that early game to bridge in here. Phase 2 for the days is certainly going to be interesting.
I've only played like 6 games of ranked so far, but honestly, mages just seem really, really strong right now. So going for like a late game mage that can absolutely guarantee pump numbers late game, going for Scylla, makes sense. As Archies, for their last pick for first phase, goes for a Wheelix. That is, I'd say not uncommon. Bluestone or Wheelix for jungle clear has been really strong, but I'm not, like, too uncertain of it. I guess to counter the Oscilla and Maui?
Certainly interesting. I do not believe, since Maui's jump is a self-banish, you can, printers. Thank you. It is ultable, so not terrible. I'm just not too sure if you want to ult Maui into your team. Frankly, definitely an interesting choice. But I do see that Scylla, if Chiron is not safe and doesn't jump out of range or doesn't do much, definitely needs to be careful. But these bans, no surprises. Athena and Vulcan coming up from the Daves, and Daji and Rat coming up from Archies.
What's happened to Athena? I don't actually understand. I guess globals. Her global is really too strong at this point that she's kind of like a really strong presence. I don't know. I haven't seen her enough, and I see her getting picked quite a few times. So I'm not. I guess it is her global that makes her strong.
Yeah, it is a bit of the global, and then from my experiences that I've seen, it's just more so that she has really strong capabilities. She has that taunt. She's just able to be in your face.
Shall we get to it then?
It's just something that Scylla and Ishtar both struggle with. They want to keep this.
No demon can defeat me.
But Susano and Ramada picked up definitely a great dive. Gonna be making any potential support just back out. stay with that backline that is admittedly somewhat safe, but not the safest.
Yeah, I mean, Agni is pretty safe, but can you keep away from Rob and Sasano? Like, those two are pretty... If you can at least get one on you to force the dash away, that's the other one can just come in and say hello and pick right up from where you began. Or even so, there's a lot of flexibility what Dave's would do, and I think Dave's comp as it stands, very, very strong. Like, even just in the top 3 picks alone, I think are very strong, but Archies in their last pick, whoever this is a support pick, could very well undermine what Archies are planning to do.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel like you need to be careful, you need to be smart. With Susano and Ravana, you need to be knowledgeable of what's going to be coming into your backline. So you need to pick more of a peel support. Especially with this Agni, Susano can just pull him right out of his dash if he has fast enough reaction time. So it's certainly something that is very, very strong. I'm curious to see what Archie's going to pick here. I'd imagine things... Not this Ymir that's being hovered. That's not what I imagined, but certainly still very strong.
I was going to point out, this is Nico's we were talking about, someone who was the Season 2 mid-season champion, who is known for being one of the best solo laners within Season 2 Upper Division, who is known for his aggression. I don't think he's going to be looking for a softer option for Peel. I think he is going to go full in, full aggression, and he's done it, locking in Ymir.
So what you're telling me is like this is his Peel god. It's like just Ymir.
All I'm going to say is we are probably maybe going to see some demon walls.
Ooh.
That's some possibility.
I mean, I'm excited. Ymir, a very, very strong pick. Definitely a good bit of jumps I can get out. But you're trapping in that Susano and making that Ravana use his ultimate if he does want to just get away from you. So, not a terrible pick. These freezes are also just a deadly weapon when used correctly. And I put my full trust in Nico to do that. It's honestly, Ymir's still very, very strong. Archie's got a really good comp. There's the early Rama pick definitely was something that I was curious about, but likely is going to work out.
Here's the thing with Rama. Rama has... I've played Rama. He seems really good for... Depending on what they do with leeching the buffs with the Unleashed stuff. Rama actually has really good Unleashed clear, and even then into lane, like, he can still have... By the time he gets to lane, he still has 5 Astral Hours and can just clear the Rave really quickly. So Rama all around has really good pressure, has good early attack speed with the new purple buff. So I think they were just looking to like try and push as much as they can with early pressure, clearing the Unleashed buffs, and I think that's also why they picked a Wheelix Agni Cucullin as well, to be able to stun the weaker minions or level 1. They're looking to try and get themselves on. I think maybe just look to get themselves online on the map as quick as possible for pressure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm looking at Dave's and I'm seeing a dive potential, and I'm looking at, we can see a Demon Wall from Nico's, but at the same time, you can also just see Aroyan's completely not respecting it and using a Mystic Rush in a 1v4 or something of that sort. And it would not surprise me because solos have been very, very tanky this season to what's been shown so far. I mean, some of the items like Prophetic Cloak have already been nerfed running into Season 10, so tanks are looking on the positive side.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I'm excited. There's quite a few things within this. This Ymir, definitely a target that we've made, but I'm excited to see this Agni. He's been a god that coming out of Season 9 I thought was personally very, very strong, and I honestly think that Archies has a great comp.
Yeah, I certainly think that both teams have good comps, and as we head into game, oh boy, the Season 10 map. Look at it in all its glory in the Spectator. Isn't it just fantastic?
Beautiful. I do actually enjoy this Gold 3, but I'm not going to lie.
It is artistically, in terms of design, it's a very nice looking map, and I think the Spectator does it justice, but...
Oh, 100%. It's not like early Season 8 map, if I remember correctly, where like there was just trees blocking your way.
That's a lot of pings. But as it looks like, it seems that both teams here are going for all of the triple split camp, where you leash all the camps to the XP. So this is a ranked moment. As we can already talking about the foliage, the tree is indeed blocking the triple split, so we cannot watch it in action. But they're getting it done. And it was interesting to see this, like leashing all the camps towards each other. You take a bit of damage, but everyone walks to lane level 2. So, it makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. I'm excited to see this major clear as this Maui gets into it. As expected, Archies, though, they didn't do the triple splits. Quite interesting.
Oh, it does seem so.
Yeah.
Maybe seems like they left the Oh, actually, I don't know. They should have lived. They should have hit level 2. That's they must have just missed a minion or something, or
I don't know if they did the XP.
Oh, that's big blink, and that is first blood already to Archies. Wow. That happened in the blink of an eye, but that isn't a willish blink, and that is a first blood. That's I did not expect that. For 1 minute into the game, I did not expect that quickly, but here we are. Continued scrapping is going on in duo lane. Dropping below half health is Mr. Gods for life, but so is Mr. Porden, dropping just ever so slightly lower. Willix currently on the other side of the speed camp, could potentially come to rotation here if needed be. Solo lane, Royans is winning.
Yeah, definitely doing some just solo lane stuff. Roland's definitely playing this Ravana pick. I do think he's pretty strong in that solo lane.
I'm looking right. So I'm seeing builds right now, right, and I'm looking all across the board. And I'm surprised that I'm very surprised neither solo laners are opting for a contagion right now.
Might be a good idea. Maybe they're gonna do it later,
and there is a blink rotation onto Gods for life, dropping lower and lower and lower, but he will not die. Archmaker dives into the tier 1 tower. Beautiful body blocks by Nikos. That is the second kill to Archies. Oh, Daves. Where have we gone wrong already? That is not looking good. As Karan's getting pressured by Myra the Moisty, falling lower and lower and lower, but he's got the jukes. He misses the Sikkim! Lands the crush, but he will live. Okay. It's fine. But meanwhile, in the solo lane, Seagull is so low, and here comes a rotation from Dave Skater.
Good turnaround. Gets
the feather step. He's falling lower and lower, and Royans will fall.
This is the best start that Archies could have.
A kill a minute.
That's insane. You don't see that often in these upper division games. Fighting all over the map. I mean, we almost saw Meyer get a solo out in Kyran. We saw that duo lane with insane body blocks. There was so much that was happening that Dave's needed to look out for. It's just there was just too little, too late in every single one of those fights. And then Royans, he's just too far pushed up without seeing where Dave was.
This is something that I was talked about. Just as while I was making some infographics like the day beforehand, it was like mid lane, like wards are going to be so important coming into season 10, just because everyone wants to build the new horns and all that instead of like your regular 60-second vision chart. Everyone wants to build the new horns because they're strong. Aside from the the horn shard? Yeah, that one's bad. Ugh, don't touch that one. Aside from it's like vision shard, like no one wants to touch that anymore. So vision, like. Wards are so key early game, and we're already seeing an effect of that. Like, solo lane getting ganked and being completely unaware of rotation. And there's just nothing across the board right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting. I definitely do think these teams should be backing and getting wards immediately. After that first set, that's telling you that you need to get wards. I think, honestly, the team that wards more will likely just simply win the game. It looks like these kills, though, from Archies hasn't done all too much. A bit of a 600-ish gold lead, a good bit. Actually, maybe 1,300. I can't count. Thanks, printers. Yeah, 1,300 gold lead at 4 minutes. Definitely significant, but nothing that Dave's can't come back from. These level leads, a level here and there. Not too bad. A half level or a quarter level looking like it is in solo lane. So, I don't feel like Daves are out, and they aren't feeling too bad. They definitely should still fight into this. Scylla a level down might as well be a Scylla even.
Yeah, it's not as much as we think about it. We've had a kill every minute for the 3 minutes, but as long as Daves can farm properly. But speaking of, Archie Baker is going to get chopped very quickly. Typhoon was used by Archie, will not hit anyone. As I was going to go back to saying, the kill a minute, definitely not too bad for the 3 minutes. It wasn't, as much as it wasn't great losing the first blood, it's not too impactful. As long as Daves can keep it up, as long as they can continue to get farm, relatively in the due time, they should be fine. But the more kills they seem to get, the more it seems to be a bit of a struggle, as Dave Skater has engaged onto Royans. But they will not get him, and they will not get the buff.
Yeah, I feel like I just Caster cursed Archie right there. Like, I just feel like literally, I was saying, like, I definitely still fight into this. So we just pan over, he just dies immediately.
Yeah, like, it's just not lucky, but yeah.
I mean, on the bright side, Dave's dual lane is doing pretty good.
Yeah, Iron 4 hasn't died yet. He's even currently with the ADC despite having that kill. So keeping farm is good.
Aussie up, like Aussie's a good item.
Yeah, Aussie, one of the many changed items, did get passive change from, I think it was 30% to 50%. Like, with that 30% extra lifesteal passive, but that was nerfed to 25%. Still a really good item, though. People say that for ADC, it's flexible, whether you want to go either Devos or Aussie. Both items being, I'd say, fairly similar in their regard, I guess. But Devos also getting that price increase, so
yeah, Devos
you can weigh it.
Yeah, so I've been seeing a lot of people go Aussie. For quite a few reasons. Aussies, it's actually mainly the power. It has comparable power to what Devils would have given you. And when you're below 50% health, you actually get more lifesteal, and you get similar lifesteal from just what Devils would have given you. So overall, Aussie, with its attack speed, is just kind of the better item currently. I've been definitely experimenting with some builds, but I do think Aussie is just the strongest item right now, as we're seeing on speeds.
It might be the end of days for Iron 4, but he gets out! The Shards of Ice! The minions are blocking him, but married to the game will pick up the kill eventually. As we are just caster cursing the entirety of Dave's. We're saying he's fine, he's chilling, and now he's being dived.
I just did murdered. Let's see. Can I do this? Daves is having a great game. Our Dave Skater is definitely never gonna die this game. All right, don't worry, Daves. Put you in it.
Oh, that's huge. No problem.
Put him into it. Yeah, Dave. He's gonna go on a gank right here, and he's gonna like probably just die. I mean, I think.
Surely Porden solos him.
Yeah, 100%.
Mario P.
Yeah, I mean, like, have you seen the numbers on him? It's like at least 3.
What, 3? Surely,
yeah,
surely.
At least 3 damage.
Surely Master Fisherman does 300 base OP.
Surely, maybe, I don't know. I can't count that high.
That's why it does like 310 max rank or something like that.
Something like that. I don't know. I can't count. It's hard.
All right. Well, glancing back right at the builds, Kakolan interestingly has gone for Mystical Mail, something that I don't think is uncommon. I mean, but it hasn't really been one of the changed items. Rather than going for the Berserker shield, but I'm going to have to hold that as Nico is currently taking a bit of a fight. That's a blink from Archie Baker. That's the Blades of Retribution. That's the Typhoon. And that will be a Nico's knocked up. That will be
good bubble.
A swinging solar swing. Huge. That will be the Nico's falling lower and lower, but will not die.
Medcloak. That's rough. That feels terrible there.
Medcloak, tier 2 breastplate, 22 stacks in the Thieves. He is chilling, but Porden is not chilling, and he's falling half health just from one freeze and astral arrows. Look who's on the rotation. It's Dave Skater, Archie Baker, currently unaware. He gets blinked on. He gets knocked up in the purple buff, but a huge. Oh, a huge rolling thunder, but married to the game will get it. But here's Kai in response. There is a landfall that will keep him away from the Archie shots, and that is a double kill return. Married to the game will just walk away from this alive, but a good pickup for Dave's, bringing them ever so slightly back. Now only 2,000 gold behind. Almost 3,000, but, you know, we take what we can get.
Yeah, that is definitely the definition of we take what we can get there. I mean, having Archie Baker fall there once again isn't great. But if you look on the bright side, Kyron, he comes and he gets a massive crush there. Pyclo getting a huge landfall, and IM4 just cleaning up. It's definitely an upwards trend for this. For IM4.
You know what? I wouldn't have even been upset if Archie Baker was actually saved by that Rolling Thunder. The Mez Peel from the Rolling Thunder. That should have deserved something, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Archies are pulling an early 10-minute Gold Fury. They will just get it completely uncontested.
Yeah, you need to be ward. I mean, this comes back to the conversation. You just need to be warding. There's still some wards in the pockets of Dave's, and simply, as soon as this Gold Fury spawns, you can't let that be happening.
There's one in the pocket, and there's only 2 placed on the map. That's not looking good.
There's one in the pocket of Archie. There's 2 in the pocket of Kyran. There was 2 in the pocket of IM4. He just recently placed one. You need more. I mean, if we look at Archie's, they didn't have as many wards, but they did have the wards going into that Gold Fury pit just put up. They had all those wards. They had the ward on Gold Fury, which allowed them to pull it. Dave's just needs to be more thoughtful with these wards.
The more you can get, the more better vision it is, the more you can keep track of things, and the more you won't get caught out. Kyron taking a lot of damage from these Arnie bombs will deal half damage back to Nikos, but will be chilling. But there is a Dave Skater lurking. He will he? He's looking for it. He's looking for it. It does not connect. Oof.
That feels
still
rough.
Taking half health from Agni bombs though.
Those are pretty strong.
Now we could potentially see a solo lane rotation onto Royans. Meanwhile, Archie Baker is looking for a dual lane gank. But they're not really aware of it at the moment, but now they're aware of it as Archie Baker has just stepped over a ward. That is unfortunate.
Oh yeah, definitely unfortunate. I think that he was just more so fading that way to maybe see if he can get something. I don't think he was looking to full commit there. Full committing there, I mean, your Ishtar was down at her purple. She really wasn't available.
There's a Typhoon coming out from Archie Baker. The ice wall has already gone out. He's been knocked up. That is most important, not looking good. But there's a landfall as Kyron has already killed them. He's getting one, and that's in the back as cutting it close. There's 2, but Rama is putting in the damage. There he goes into the air with the Astral Barrage. He finds one reporting. He connects the other 2 shots, but will not find anyone else. Kyron now currently being looked at as a target. He rolls in with the rolling assault. Does not find much at the moment. Gets hit by the crush, but will find 1 arrow. Oh, that's not unfortunate, but he dodges the mortal spear, the spear of mortal pain. That is certainly interesting, but you aren't getting away from that, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, that's a 2 for 2. You don't feel terrible about it. I mean, you certainly don't feel great. More kills on this Rama, 5-0-0 right now. That's rough. You
don't really want to see a fed ADC. I mean, I say fed, probably more so in the gold department more than anything, because despite everything, IM4 is still even in levels.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good bit ahead, certainly, being able to pick up that, going ahead and picking up that Kins right there. That's a good bit of, it's a good bit of gold compared to that Exian getting this tier 1, as we do see Archies have this runic bomb in hand that deals 1,000 true damage to structures and
300 physical damage.
Physical damage to just gods.
And knockback.
And a knockback to gods.
Hey, look, it's the item, Contagion. There it is. But it's too late because Ryan's already has double full. Well, yeah, no, he has Onis now, so he's chilling. Contagion won't hurt too much, but it's still there. The good item.
Yo!
My favorite item, where you build it, and then you get CC'd by the enemy, and then you just punish them for doing that, because, yeah, very fun.
What's certainly interesting, though, is I am for picking up this Rage.
Rage is certainly something that's been contended. Ryan says join the fight. That's a knock-up from Dave Skater that will get Archie Baker's beads. Currently locked in position with the landfall. Is married to the game. There goes a Typhoon that did not unfortunately miss. Archie Baker falling lower and lower, but there's a Blaze Retribution. I'm a monster. That's one down. That's two down. There's an Ice Shard. But on the rise is a Cucullin coming in for the rotation. There's a Blink. There's a Spear Mortal Pain. That hits three, but there is not enough. Nico, they're still committing. There's Nico's falling down. That's a double kill. And now being pulled in is Mario the Moisty. He's getting lower and lower. He has to get out using his dash. And they're just not doing any damage to Orions. He's chilling. And Daves have walked out victorious.
Yeah, they've walked out quite healthy. Looking to pull this Gold Fury now with that Aussie. If IM4 can step out let's say, if he can step out right here, standing in that bubble, unfortunately.
Kai has dealt a lot of damage towards Seagull. He is currently in rage. Porden will unfortunately fall low, but so does Seagull, trying to get in on the back and will get blown up by Archie Baker using a blink. Daves will get the Gold Fury.
Yeah, they've shown up late. They've shown up in this late game. They get 4 people there for what? Archie's death? Maybe? Piccolo? That's completely worth it. You get this Gold Fury. You're now you just have so much in hand currently. You're able to build so much. I am for definitely committing down this crit tree, and well, I guess the Rage got picked up at the right time. 5 assists,
5 assists, 5 stacks, no problem.
Yeah.
Before that fight completely erupted, I was going to talk about ADCs are in an interesting spot where that you can still build singular crit and do well with it, and I guess because Rage got buffed and it got the 35% crit chance off the bat now, yeah, people have been interested in picking it up because, hey, let's play with RNG, let's play with fire and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like Crit's in a terrible spot right now. I do like Shred a bit more, but what I don't like is picking up Dominance with your Kins.
I think Dominance has been a really big staple for ADC, but if you don't go crit, Dommy is one of those big items because you're getting attack speed, you're getting percent pen. Go for it.
So the big reason why Kins and Dominance do not play nice together is that pen from it isn't being applied to the yellow numbers that Kins provide. So you're ultimately actually just doing less damage than what you would with something like Silver Branch or Atalanta's. It's just Kins is just that good. Dominance could be good, but you can't build Kins with it.
I mean, that's fair, but I mean, it doesn't, even if Dommy doesn't affect the Kins bonus damage, it still doesn't really hurt to have like the 50 bonus damage from Kins, really. And it's still always nice to have the attack speed from it.
It's just more so about amplifying numbers and damage you do from it. I am Monster used.
That is a secure Pyromancer coming out for Daves, as that will be an I'm a Monster. And now Karen has to be peeled for by Porden. That is a Seagull being stopped in Berserk mode, taking some contagion ticks. But hey, they got a Pyromancer, they got what they want, but they did in fact pick up the Runic Bomb. Royan's walking away with that happily.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good there. I don't hate Archie's build. I do like it. Dominance still very, very strong. Eggsy, you're dealing a lot of percent penetration. You have 48% penetration right there within your 2 items. If you are looking at building Silver Branch, which you totally should be, you're now reaching 58% pen with simply hitting 4 autos, which should be no problem.
Now, interestingly enough, this is something I want to point on. There is only one person in this game who has the Prophetic Cloak. That's crazy.
Yeah, I do believe Nikos is looking to build into it right now, 3rd item, but that might just be a tiny bit too late. It does take a good bit to stack. You do get that reward, though, just throughout it, so it doesn't feel terrible, but I'm not too sure if he's able to get it stacked. Fully stacked from this 3rd item. I'm not even too sure if You know, Piccolo
I
could
don't.
have
I don't
gotten it
think.
stacked.
I don't even think Porden will stack in time. We might see it stacked maybe like 15, 20. Depends how much. I mean, you have to get one stack every, what is it, 10 seconds, 12, 15 seconds ish,
Something like that.
somewhere around there, and you have to get 15 physical and 15 magical. Granted, yeah, you get rewarded like 15% mitigate, basically 15% mitigations after that. But that in a competitive scene where prophetic cloak could take a very long while to stack.
Yeah,
But
definitely
either
not.
way, they are still good items, though. Don't get me wrong. Porden currently caught out with an ice wall, takes a little bit, not taking any damage at all, actually, only losing a third of his health. But no poke able to be dealt out by Dave, so that's not a great start. But as this Oni Fury is currently being contested, both teams are currently just sitting around. Doesn't seem. Oh, maybe they are now aware of Day Skater. Nikos is trying to get a really good ice wall to catch people out, but it's not catching the mark.
These walls, man, they're just a tiny bit wider with these the ice walls don't cover it all. It definitely feels rough. Archies though do have that presence, able to pull people out. These ADCs are on near equal playing grounds. I need to be seeing this Mally Piccolo.
Pyromancer isn't really being
involved.
dropped too low. Seagull has transformed. Porden has been caught, but he gets a landfall. That's the Typhoon in the back. But meanwhile, Dave Skater in the back getting a Blaze of Retribution. Line 4 falling ever so lower and will have to Aegis. But Meyer gets sniped from the monster. But Kyron also caught in the back from Meyer to the game. That's a freeze. That's an ice wall. Royans will fall as a triple kill to Gods for Life. And Archie Baker is the only one standing. No Typhoon available. That surely just has to be a free Gold Fury to Archies.
I feel like they could have gone Fire Giant here.
But they're aware of it. They're aware of him. There's the beads. As the Willis just jump in place, but there's an ice wall. Does not catch the ice breath. But Gods for Life will hit the Astral Barrage. That is an Oni Fury to Archies, and that is a deicide.
Surely now you back and go Fire. There's a better time. There's not going to be a better time right now. There's not going to be a time in 2 minutes where you can think, oh, it's better. They're going to be able to contest. The Sill's going to have. She now has this Charon Squid. There's a time and a place to pull Fire, and it looks like they're executing on it perfectly. Oh, never mind. I just hyped them up. I thought they were going to go Fire. I thought they were going to go Smart Play, but no, they call me stupid. That's
Pyromancer.
Pyromancer, surely. Something I do find interesting that I do want to talk about is...
you know what? I've never asked this question. Can you have 2 runic bombs in your inventory? Surely that can happen. I guess we'll never know that question. But now they are starting up the Fire Giant. Look at that big boy. He's cool. I like him.
I do like his design. It is a really cool design, though.
But here are Dave's on the response. Here's Kyron, he's already gone straight away out of the fight. There's Archie Baker with a Typhoon. Ryan's having to use Mystic Rush to get out. Nico's very low on health, but still looking to zone for his team. Well, Seagull is full health. They could still look to pull this Fire Giant, but I think it would be very risky for them to do so. But the ADC is not present. It is currently split pushing in the left lane. Was looking to back, but now is continuing to keep his pushing going. As Porden has already taken half of his health from the Awilish. Dave Skater is just zoning all 3 members. It is not looking good. Fire Giant is falling lower and lower and lower. Seagull is getting closer and closer to transformation. And there is a Spear of Mortal Pain. There it goes. Surging Moonlight off of that. That's a Fire Giant to Archies. And it's not looking good for Dave's, really, where they had one good team fight and now they just don't have the pressure. I wouldn't even say it's much of a level problem. I think they just don't have pressure. The Ymir and Awilix are kind of, even Cucullin are creating so much pressure. It's hard for Dave's to be grouped and prepared and ready for things.
I feel like IM4 needed to be there. It just needed to be at that Fire Giant, being at that tier 2. Taking it down, you do get a good bit of gold, but you don't have enough where you can really say, yeah, I can feel comfortable just pulling this. It's just, you're not going to be doing what you need to be doing, and it certainly feels rough. I mean, you got this Death's Temper now. You are not in the best of spots necessarily. I mean, Death's Temper is a good item, some would say, but not really the item you need right now. But what I do want to talk about is Married to the Game does have this boomerang.
He sold his starter. He's going for the
Sold
bladed boomerang.
To
Certainly
me,
interesting.
It's interesting. It doesn't offer much in stats. Considering you need to be picking up these boomerangs in order for it to be doing all too much.
Well, the boomerang pickup in itself isn't too bad.
It isn't terrible. It's just I feel like there's better items, especially just in that tree. You know, that demon blade there is a good item. It's more pen. It 10%
No,
pen on crits.
they removed the pen from Demon Wind Blade. They decided Wind Demon had enough, no more pen.
No, on that passive it has on that passive it does have that 10% pen.
So it does. I thought they removed the power. Oh, they must have removed the movement. Oh yeah, they removed the movement speed.
They removed the
How did I
movement
forget?
Yeah, that movement speed did get removed. They decided no more movement speed for crit, which, feels sad, but I guess the ADCs will live. But it's just interesting. I mean, Bladed Boomerang has all right stats. I don't feel like it has the best of stats. Certainly, I'm excited to see what Married to the Game does with it. It definitely just feels like going into this crit, he kind of just saw like IM4 having a lot of fun with the crit, and it's like, damn, I want in on that, and here he is now.
Well, what we thought were going to be quite a bit of a pause, we have somehow waffled through. Oh. Okay, I'll stop speaking. Okay, I'll stop
Another
speaking.
One, maybe.
No.
All right, what build should we comment on now?
That's how I thought we were going to be able to waffle through a pause. I am mistakenly wrong in exactly 0.2 milliseconds. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm always jinxed.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the rest of these builds, there's nothing too odd. Stone of Binding being prioritized by two people, this Maui and Piccolo and Seagull. It definitely seems like a good item. Tanks seem to be liking it, and who am I to judge? Roylands, though, going for this more mitigation styled build. He does have that Oni Hunter's garb. He does have that Spirit robe. Definitely a good bit of mitigations. Honestly, if he was going for that build, I wouldn't have hated to see him just go for that prophetic cloak. Just full mitigations.
He wants to get it. Well, I think he wants to try and at least do some damage. I mean, we're seeing the Glad Shield, we're seeing the Bluestone, so likely going to be a Bluestone Brooch. So I think what he wants to do, he wants to get in there with the Mystic Rush. He wants to get all the mitigations he can get, just be as tanky as possible, but also still wants to pump out damage. I mean, he has Robin base damage, he has the Bluestone, he has the Glad Shield. Now Glad Shield being reverted back to 35% of total prots, so not something to scoff.
Yeah. A good bit. I do trust in it. He just does need to get this Bluestone Brooch online in order to be diving this backline effectively. He needs to be careful as we do see the unpause come out. I feel like Archies are in a really good spot right now, sieging down.
How many times is this Galeria Pause League? Come on now, come on.
Okay, there we go. All right.
Okay, we're back. Surely there are no more pauses as this left siege goes in.
Yeah. No complaints here. A wall being used and immediately being put down. Dave's, they are 8K gold down 25 minutes in. Archies on their doorstep with Fire Giant. Archies.
I feel like Archies can full swing right now.
They could. I mean, they have Haymaker.
And they are. Here we go. The blink. Spirit Mortal Pain coming in on Seagull. But a perfectly timed Aegis. And meanwhile, in response, there's I'm a Monster. There's a Typhoon. There's a Blaze of Retribution. So many different things, but so many things being used. There's an Ice Shards. Meanwhile, in the back, an Astral Barrage. IM4 gets picked up in the back. There goes Portum falling lower. And that was a Demon Ice Wall. And that is a left Phoenix going towards Archies. Very likely a mid Phoenix as well. Or maybe even not, as members are pretty low. But Dave Skater isn't low, as there's a blink from a Noxious Fumes into a combo. Say goodbye to Kara. You cannot press.
With these members, you certainly can just go for the end here. No ult on Royans, no ult on Archie. Looks like they're going to go for it. And Archie Baker, he falls!
Archie's Archie Baker's already gone. Ryan's is already half health. That is certainly end the game, but I think Archies want to look for a little bit more. They want that deicide. That's a double kill to Married to the Game. And that is game 1 to Archies.
Yeah,
Wow.
Archie's picking it up. It's clinical. I mean, they had a few missteps here and there, mainly that near deicide right next to that gold. You know, Dave seemed like they had it in that mid game, but Archie's, they pulled it together. They said, you know, we might have been able to take that one mistake, and we were able to do that one, but it doesn't matter for what we did, because what we're doing now is ending the game and taking your Titan.
Well, I'm just looking at these stats. 10, the biggest wards coming up from Dave's on the mid laner. That's a little bit worrying, I think I would say.
That's the second highest amount of wards in the game.
Second to none of the jungler Dave Skater. That's crazy.
Yeah, 2 less. I mean, definitely, Archie's having definitely less, more of the average. I mean, 8, 9, 7, 8, 12, while Dave's has 7, 4, 10, 9, 3. Definitely rough. There's more warding that could be done. This Maui Ishtar lane seemed great in the early, but it's just Married to the Game, and Piccolo definitely just took it home there.
Married to the Game certainly had the late game engages. I mean, they had them. I think I don't think I want to say I'm important about it. I think he played it as much as best as he can, even coming up with more damage than Married to the Game. But unfortunately, it was just the oppression of Archies and what they had. I think it was just too much for Dave's, and they couldn't prepare themselves exactly for being able to take the engages properly. I mean, they had a lot. In that last Phoenix Siege, they were able to burn a lot, but they didn't really get anything out of it. They couldn't really get anything out of it. And as soon as one member drops to the Kukulkan in the back line, having already used, granted, a perfectly timed Aegis, but an Aegis still gone, it's just from there, when you've lost that one of you, especially when we main damage deal, so at that point, how do you recuperate? Where do you get from there? And how do you deal with that engage when you've burned everything and you've come out with almost nothing?
Yeah, it definitely. I feel like Dave's need to go back to the drawing board, and Archie's have to feel like they don't need to do anything less than what they just did now. They played great. They're now up 1-0 in this first casted game. They certainly are in a good spot. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna throw it to a quick break. Stay in your seats, maybe go get a drink, but we'll be right back for game number 2.
Smoked out, tongue tied, ain't letting your bitches slide. I played you, your eyes gone fucking wide. I wish I could just leave you fucking side. You an annoyance to everyone around you now. And now the two of you, your pride, the one you fucking.
Welcome back, everyone. Moving swifter than a butterfly. Here is game 2 of Dave's versus Archies. Archies taking the first game by quite a landfall, which is not what I was expecting. Dave's had potential to pull it back, but unfortunately, we're just not able to meet demands. And as we're seeing currently a duplicate of the exact same bands as before, but I mean, was there really anything to take away from last game that, like, needed to be banned? I don't think... I mean, as much as every player on... Well, I was going to be able to try and explain and look for an answer, but they're taking the Ymir away. They've had enough.
Yeah, that's definitely, I think, one of the only things that you can ban from that. Everything else, I feel like you just kind of look and say, what did we need to do better? What could have we done better? Where did we need to go with our comps? And certainly, I think they've found their way. I think you just need a higher pressure. But I do like this still. I don't feel like Still is a necessarily bad pick per se. But I don't feel like it was the pick there, considering this too. I feel like if you were going to pick it, you needed to look at it, picking it in this phase 2. Maybe near the bottom, but the outcoin being banned out. Once again, no surprises here. Archies... I don't feel like they need to ban anything differently. Yeah, banning the CERN, I agree with it. They get this first pick again. Let's see. They could go back to this Maui. They certainly could.
They have a lot of the table, and with them banning Ymir, as they do go back towards prioritizing that Maui, getting the Maui online, I don't have any complaints about the Maui. The Maui played really, really well. So, you know what? I understand it, but at the same time, since they didn't ban it last game, now on the table for Archies is Naja.
Yeah, it is. Naja is up. And with every mid laner up now,
It's time to turn this battle in our favor.
But it's Athena.
Watch your head.
And a Wheelix. Apparently this just looks even better.
The Willish has returned, and it's ready to go again. And you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's no complaints. Go for it. It worked out. You do it again. No problem. You know, it's like I was gonna make a world analogy, but I think
Look out below.
I think I've got a full flat on my face if I ever try to. So never mind that. As Dave's pick up Ratatasker.
It's
No
it's like
complaints there.
Sinnoh's Thanatos, I guess, in the Dread Dragon set, or in the Leviathan set.
No, I definitely not in the Jade Dragon set because
You will
Now,
regret
you're
getting in
thinking
my
of,
way.
You're thinking.
oh, sorry, I'm thinking of
thinking
versus
the
Kings, aren't I?
set. Yeah, you're thinking the Kings.
And
The Thana,
it goes good,
hard.
and then maybe it goes bad. So who knows?
Look,
Be-
you need to you need to play 7 games with it before it starts going bad. All right, that's just kind of the rules. So now he's down to 5 games. Surely this is how it works, and I'm not just like kind of.
Burn in the fires of Muspelheim!
That's the Heimdall. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and completely change it. Like Heimdall. I feel like he's a very good god right now. He is high scaling on his autos currently. With this Hunter passive, he's going to be hitting harder than ever before. He's going to be chunking damage. Even more excuse to go a shred build.
I've never seen Heimdall up until this point. I've never played against him. I have no opinion of him. But you know what? Because it's Gods for Life, I have full faith. Send home that Heimdall. Let it run. Because you know, I've watched this man play in SNL, and I've watched him single-handedly carry a team with playing Artemis. Last season.
Hard, though. Artemis goes hard.
Yeah,
like getting like a 5-man Caledonian war with Crit.
But I mean, in the season 9 meta, when you're looking at Cupid and all that stuff being top picks, it's a little bit ooh. But you know, he did it. Even
say no.
Gods is just simply different. There's a
Hercules.
second wave of bans coming out on Dave's. They've looked to just completely target ban at this point, getting rid of both Seagull's Kakalan and Maya's Agni. Archies take away Vulcan, take away Discordia. I think that's perfectly fine. And Archies pick up Hercules. Hercules. That's a Royan's King Arthur matching it. But you know, Hercules is Hercules. What can I say about Hercules? He's been through some tough times. He got almost nearly killed off because of the DR changes. Then he got some nice buffs, increasing the power of his passive per level. Well, not even per level, but base, and then per level as well. And now recently getting 15 damage per rank on Driving Strike, and getting 25% attack speed in Mitigate Wounds. This man has been rocking and rolling,
My power
and he's back.
be contained.
And honestly, I think he's sitting pretty on top of solo lane right now. And I think we're going to see a lot of big performances, but at the same time, could this King Arthur potentially match? We'll just have to find out, as it depends on what this Hercules wants to do. He could do a lot of things, really. You can do Bluestone, you can do your Contagion, you can do
Warrior's Axe.
You can do Warrior's Axe into your Golden Blade for the 1.55 attack speed early game. You can do a lot. As Merle also gets locked in for Dave's running the Arthurian duo lane for the second phase, and Olaron currently being hovered by Archies. Olaron, the first major ADC being played for Galarius Might League in Season 10. So, I think major ADCs are very good right now.
I agree. I feel like, especially this Chronos, you're basically saying, you know what? I don't need to build any rings. Rings
You
are
have-
useless. Maybe Telekinesis
have-
if I really want it.
You have, what do you have? You have the new purple buff, which gives Magicals 15 extra basic attack damage, which is massive for major ADCs. You've got the new ring, the Olympian ring, I think it was, which is now which is basically Kins. Massive.
Kins for ADCs. For Mage ADCs.
Kins for ADCs plus 10% CDR. Absolutely massive, because Mage ADCs struggling to be able to get CDR online into their build, aside from probably the starter, usually Sands of Time, but now can be other things because of Olympian ring. Very, very nice.
I feel like if you're playing Chronos, you definitely could just go like full power with the Cyclops Olympian ring. You could just full power with that and say, hey, I now have 30% cooldowns with a lot. I mean, you can build Soul Gem reaching up to that 40% easily with just 3 items in that Pendulum of Ages, and you're just sitting pretty. And you're gonna.
And that's saying 40 seconds rewind cooldown.
Yeah, that's huge.
Lovely, lovely things. We just want to see one of the best potential ADCs and even mid laners for Season 9, now getting even more stronger. That is scary. I don't want to think about it, really.
Yeah. And it definitely, looks like Siegel is going for this Warriors X Golden Plate start. Interesting. It's not something I've seen. Archie going
And
for
he's
this
running
blue-
it with a wing shard as well, so not only is he getting 1.55 attack speed, he can pop that wing shard. He can bring that to 1.7. What do you do about that?
That's ooh. That's insane. I don't want to think about it. Looks like all these guys, all these guys
Same
looking
starts.
for the same starts. Looks like Dave's and Archie's deciding, hey, we don't really have that clear to go for this, for the triple split in dual lane. Not everyone feel like they do. So
I certainly think they could, but I guess they want to make sure they don't miss any minions from wave, get to wave as quick as possible. Because of course you want the lane pressure, so ignoring the XP camp, going straight to wave, clearing that wave fully for the level 2, having the pressure. I get it. I completely get it.
yeah, I like it. I feel it's nice. Not much changes in these builds coming up from the ADCs though. Aussie still reigning supreme, but it looks like Siegel is taking a bit of pain from this Bluestone. Mitigate Wounds. Definitely gonna have to be carrying him through that lane. And
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I've never seen a Hercules. Actually, I haven't seen it. I have seen a Hercules not have pressure versus Surtur and stuff. But I feel like as soon as that Golden Blade is online, as soon as the Hercules is level 3, it's not going to look good for Royans. But Siegel is just trying to bait and not respecting the damage of the King Arthur early game and the Bluestone change, 60 power, but only subsequent hits doing less. That is Yeah, King Arthur will probably have control of the lane for a long while, and that means delaying that Golden Blade, which is good. As there's a blink rotation onto Meyer, the Moisty Beats will be forced out. Daveskater uses the blink in rotation, but good peel for Meyer, but the damage has already been done. The beats have already been retrieved, so Dave's taking that victory very heavily. As Royans has been pulled on the tower by Seagull, taking the tower shot, but Seagull's still too low. Royans will pop a health potion, does have teleport available, so he's completely fine and can opt to use that teleport early. And a Seagull kind of can't because Golden Blade, really. You don't get anything for tier 2 Katana, so it's not looking good. There's dual lane getting under the sky, but here's Daveskater on the rotation. Iron 4 falling lower and lower. There's the Rolling Soul out, but Daveskater has the mount up and will get them, and that is a first blood towards Archies again. Yeah. Seeing a similar effect from before. Well, let's just hope there's no more kills per minute. Well, I mean, it took 2 minutes for this first blood, so that's a different start.
Look, we're at a good point. Until there is like a kill after another, which there really shouldn't be seeing these comps. So much slower comps. I mean, you got a Kronos and a Merlin in the mid lane, not exactly known for their late game. Not exactly known for their early game scaling. We have this interesting lane in this King Arthur Hercules, which shouldn't really offer all too much. Although Seagull did teleport back and didn't get that tier 2 Katana, which
opting for Chalice. I think that's a safer option. Going for Chalice instead of tier. I think getting more lane sustain than trying to look for a minuscule amount of power and a little bit more movement speed from tier 2 Katana. I think that's valid to not want to spend the gold going for that. I think looking for the Chalice and health pots instead, trying to keep yourself sustainable and healthy in lane. I think that's fair. Through the Cosmos coming out from Archie Baker, there is the solo swing, but it does not unfortunately connect. But the peel is good from Nikos, but so is the Master Fisherman. The autos are connecting, but married to the game will not fall. That is not a good look. You put in all of these efforts, you get relics, you get stuff, but you're just not landing kills, and it's not really looking good. I can understand you want the return kill, of course. The return kill is your best case scenario, but just not able to get it is not looking good.
Yeah, it definitely feels rough. I mean, I definitely do think Meyer the Moisty having a grand old time on this Kronos. He just got lane pressure and just held left click on that Bastion. He's doing quite well for himself.
He wants us 75 gold, and you know what?
Yeah,
can't blame him.
That's
see, the thing about the Bastions, right? I like the concept of the Bastions, but the problem is right, because you can hit them with abilities, I feel like you can destroy them so easily, and especially when they give you 150 gold. But I'm having to hold that thought as Royans has been caught in a dual lane gank, but will Seagull fall lower and lower? Oh! Not able to follow up from his own Excalibur's Wrath. Royans will fall. And that is another kill to what this get. But Seagull getting too greedy. Archie Baker will get a blink return kill. Oh, man.
Tisk, Seagull.
As Daveskater goes for a blink in mid, does not get anything from Chiron. What a waste of a blink. Very, very unfortunate.
Man,
it's okay. It's okay for Seagull though, because you know what?
Oh, that's beats. Never mind. Perfect. Honestly, to be honest. Landfall used.
Oh, good landfall, but not anything being looked at the moment. Actually, saying that Daveskater's being looked at, and Chiron will get the kill as Archie Baker continues on to Meyer the Moisty, putting out damage. Nico's not really having anything at the moment. Will use a compound, but just there is no follow-up on that.
Daves, they're not letting kills go unanswered this time. They said we had enough of last game. We're not gonna have one good fight in the mid game and then lose. They're saying that they're gonna put their heads up. They're gonna keep up in this early game. They're gonna go ahead. They're only gonna be 100 gold behind, if that. They are playing it very, very well, and they're doing everything that they need to be doing.
Daves have now even that with both, well, one kill in the mid laner, one kill in the jungler, 2 kills on the jungler, but the jungler dying. That has the revenge, the net worth for killing the Willish for the mid laner, absolutely worth it. And now they're actually, Daves are ever so slightly ahead. which is really, really good for what they had lost early game, especially in that first blood.
Yeah,
So it's good to see that.
Yeah, they're playing this micro. They're doing what they need to be doing. Although has been some power spikes been hit. Married to the game now has this Aussie online, which basically just means I am for ya. He has to back here. He has to get his own Aussie online, because if he doesn't, then he isn't going to be doing much here.
Well,
And he
as
does.
is, he gets his Aussie, but I'm looking towards the solo lane right now. The Golden Blade is online. This could turn very, very nasty for Mr. Royans.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'm excited. Siegel going to be able to play aggressive now with this Glad Shield just coming from Royans. Gonna be interesting. A good push. Looks like Siegel. He's just kind of playing the game. He's just gaming right now. He's just chilling.
Hercules is online, and we are going to see that to the full effect now. I'm forward to poking God's Out for Life out a little bit, but on currently... Oh, nope. Walked over, just ever so slightly edged over a ward, and that will be Iron Forward, dashing away and keeping safe. Siegel getting ganked by Archie Baker will fall to Royans. Nico's there trying to use the Defender of Olympus to save, but will not happen. Both teammates will walk out alive. Dave Skater just unable to find anything at the moment, and Porden just looking to try and poke him out.
Yeah, I mean, they're punishing this Gold Blade Hercules really, really well. They're saying, if you're not going to go as defense first item, we're going to go ahead and we're going to shove it down your lane. We're going to make sure you get behind here. And they're doing a really good job of it. Although,
Porden currently being boxed in by 3 members, but Archie Baker is here for a response with the blink. That's a beat from Meyer the Moisty. He will not get the rewind off in time. There comes a landfall from Pyro, but will not connect. That's fine. You got the kill. You got the bead.
Yeah, you got your kill.
That's fine. You know what? You can take that red buff in victory. You can walk away happy. That is worth it for Daves. Daves have completely flipped this around, where we saw a complete stomp, almost complete stomp out of Archies. Now it's turning in Dave's favor, right? Really heavily right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're not all too ahead. They have not been pulling these objectives. They're only about hundreds of gold ahead, maybe 800. Yeah, 750. Where this real advantage lies is within this XP. They are farming much, much better, as we see 2,300. We're usually with these minuscule gold leads, we're not seeing all too much of an XP lead. Maybe in the hundreds, maybe 1,000 or so. 2,000, that's telling me that they've just been farming more effectively. They've been letting less minions go under tower. They've been doing so much more, and that's reflected. Royans with a 1-level lead, Archie with a 1-level lead, Piccolo and IM4 all with a 1-level lead, and there's nothing that Archies have been doing about it.
Yeah, and one thing we discussed about in Game 1, where we had a lack of ward vision. Ward game has been coming out and has been so much more stronger for Daves on this end. We've seen IM4 being completely protected from Dave Skater being ganked by 1 ward. Just purely 1 ward. There's a rewind coming out from Nairo Moisty that was nothing really expended from Archie Baker. That was just him walking up and hitting him. So that's a free rewind towards Dave's, and they could look towards Meyer in the potential future with a landfall, with a full elemental mastery and anything. But now, as we were talking about the warding, Royans, there's a blink from the front. There is the Defender of Olympus. Royans trying to do as much damage as possible. He's stalling. He's able to stall so well, but Royans will eventually fall. But now for Dave's, they can look for a Gold Fury, but they are... Oh, Archies are aware of this Gold Fury. It's currently half health. Meyer the Moisty being zoned. Also, Gods for Life also currently being zoned, but now they've dropped it. Gold Fury falling, but Dave's stick onto the Gold Fury. Pykylo able to get it with a solar swing. And as Archie Baker takes his leave through the Cosmos, Dave's just need to reset now and chill. They miraculously got that Gold Fury, and they need to take away the fact that they sacrificed Royans and a really strong 1v4 stall just to keep it going.
Yeah, I do feel like there's a lot more that Archies could have done there. I mean, I don't feel like as soon as you see the rest of them leave and you do see Piccolo just up in the air.
I think we could have seen?
What?
We could have seen, right? They could have committed to Gold Fury.
Mm-hmm.
What if you use the landfall to objectively block one of the paths into Gold Fury, making one of the team members spend more time to then have to go around the landfall to then head to the other entry point, taking more time, meaning that's more time for you hitting that Gold Fury and getting that Gold Fury.
Yeah,
And then all you have to do is zone a Heimdall.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely could have done that. I don't feel like that's out of the options. I honestly feel like it's just Archie's, a bit of a communications breakdown. Meyer picks it up while Married to the Game. He chases. I feel like if Married to the Game just turns around, hits it with a singular auto, it falls, and it's a much different game here.
You know what? I love Contagion, but Royan's getting another 3-man rotation. There's a Defender of Olympus, but Royan's not falling too low. Now falling lower and lower. Oh, just not able to stick it out. Seagull will pick up the kill. It's, maybe Royan's needs to pick up some wards, perhaps. As he is, well, I say that he has currently one in his inventory. Maybe just place them down.
None of them are placed. Good
Oh,
rewind.
more than Moisty caught with the Master Fisherman, but will get the rewind off. He's back in mid lane. He's missed nothing, but that is a rewind down. And Daves are looking for the Pyromancer at the moment. Nico is currently stepping up to look at them. To re-present, here comes Dave Skater, and here comes Mario the Moisty. They should surely be aware of this as Pyromancer falling to a quarter health. Borden will zone, noticing Dave Skater. Dave Skater now potentially out of position, being looked at. Ooh. That's a lot of damage coming out. And now Archie Baker is blinked. He's got an in. He's got the flurry to kill him. And now Seagull here. He's been caught on the driving strike. And now they can go in. Unfortunately, the landfall does not connect, but there's the Through the Cosmos. But you know what? They'll take what they can get. There's the Pyromancer. Go for the Pyromancer. I think that's very fair. Take your objectives. Get them for free where you can. You've already got 2 kills. No need to go greedy and go further for 3. So Royan's taking a lot of damage from Mario the Moisty right now just for trying to clear the wave. But he has the rest of Dave's there. He will be fine for the moment being.
Where was this Dave's last game?
I don't want to cook, but something tells me, this is the thing I always think about Dave's, right? Archie Baker takes the first game to scope out and think about what he needs to do. Game one, he lets it. He puts it on the back burners. He lets it chill for a little bit. He tries to figure things out. Then game 2, he's in action mode. He's ready to go, and that's where Dave's always turned things around. And you know what? I think he was there, and I think this is where we're going with the game 2. Archie Baker has put the back burners on. He's ready to go, and he is putting that motion with his team. And now they're there. They can do what they need to do. They're just learning.
IM4 cannot take this. Through the realms using. There's that beat.
Abel.
That's rough. IM4.
There is a confound, unfortunately, waiting at the bottom. But Married to the Game had given up on the confounds. He gets a rolling assault out. And now here's his team. Landfall just a little bit out of the mark, but Nico's currently being looked at, taking a lot of damage. Does have the preemptive strike, so will get out. Wow, I do not think that is a little bit of a miscommunication, unfortunately, for Archies. Had Married to the Game just waited, they would have gotten a Ramak.
Yeah, have they turned their comms off? Have they just muted each other? What happened right there is something I frankly have never seen and never want to see ever. It literally is just saying, hey, I have taunt up.
Oh, Nikos is eating a lot of damage with that confound. That's an Excalibur's Wrath coming out from Royans. Nikos falling to a quarter health, but will get out. Seagull able to zone the rest of the team using a driving strike. Married to the Game, trying to use a Galahorn to get damage. Mycala will be knocked up, but Seagull taking a lot of damage. Here's the Defender of Olympus, and now they have to run away from it. Athena forward and falling lower and lower, but there's the Meditation Cloak. There's a Sundering Strike coming out from... Oh, but a huge Earthbreaker pulls in too, as Pycolo gets pulled through the wall with the Surging Moonlight. That is not looking good. As Iron 4 also gets picked up in the back. Royan's falling lower and lower. Dave Skater is in the back, and he's here to pick up. There's the blink. There's the Thunder Strike. But, he's falling lower and lower. He will get the kill. Dave Skater. But Kyran will pick up the kill with autos, but now he's in the entirety of Archies, and Archie Baker arriving late with a blink. That's a Through the Realms. Archie Baker is gone, and that is a deicide to Archies again. Where did things go wrong?
It's just, honestly, it was just a split fight. They conveyor belted. They let Siegel walk in. What happened? The biggest turning point is when Piccolo, he goes ahead. They're looking for something. That Wrath of Excalibur from Royans comes in, and no one to follow up. Archie's
Unfortunately, the Astral Barrage just by the skin of the teeth out of range of sniping the Gold Fury. Archies will get their Gold Fury.
Yeah, it was close. I mean, Archies, they knew they had to go for it right then and there. Good on them. But kind of back to what I was saying, it goes wrong. Siegel comes in. He's able to hit the backline. Royans gets no follow-up on his ultimate. We just see a major fight break out. Siegel able just to survive through that fight, no problem. Dave's able to do nothing about it. They fed in one by one. We see them on the retreat, try to escape. Dave, he picks up a kill there. He gets one onto Piccolo. The rest of the team, without their peel, they fall. It leads into just nobody. And then Archie Baker decides, for no reason at all, seeing his team's about to respawn, just decides, hey, what if I just went in and died? And that's essentially just what happened.
Archies have picked up the Pyromancer. We're in another pause. I hate to say it. How many pauses have we had at this point? Do we have a pause counter? Four pauses. Four pauses.
Yeah. When are you
Wouldn't
going to
be a
answer
UD game.
this question?
Oh yeah, Sigma Male GIF. He loves that answer. Trust me, he loves that answer.
Thanks, Laffy. It's a banger answer. I'm sure that's what everyone at home wanted to hear.
Yeah, no. The printers loves that response so much. Honestly,
yeah. I mean, understandable.
It's I as much as I would love to show the actual GIF, I don't think I can do that here. So you just have to imagine it, okay?
Yeah, I'm currently.
It's just a Giga Chad in a suit, all dressed up, ready for a lovely day.
Yeah.
And he doesn't accept that as an answer.
Damn. He just kind of feels like words are hard. How do I do this? Unthankful.
He is quite unthankful, I do a lot of things for him.
Yeah, honestly. You really do. Shaking my head.
You see, you keep saying that, but I am saying Sigma Male GIF.
So true, Bestie. So true, Bestie.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll come back when this pause is over, or something. I don't know.
I don't what. Oh.
Well, hold that train of thought. Hold the train of thought. As here's the unpause.
No train
and you know what? You know what? Already into the unpause. We're already going straight to the action. Dave Skater wants that Ratatasker. But now they're looking at Royans, potentially, maybe just looking to pressure the solo side of the tower so they can look for a measly Fire Giant, potentially. But, still somewhat of an even playing game.
Why the ADC? Why are the ADC still in left?
What are they scrapping?
What are they? Why is no shot IM4 actually takes this? Surely he realizes that this Heim has slightly more scaling on his autos than him. Surely he realizes that he has a tier 2, as a tier 1 of that mace up. Surely he realizes that he just gets the near solo. Surely he realizes that Married to the Game just is better.
Wow. You know what? I'm the chair one. I don't even have words for that. I just wanted to watch that in silence. That was I'm kind of shocked. That was not how I expected, just rolling assault, either up the lane or down the lane. I was not expecting an Astral Barrage. But hey, there you go. There was an Astral Barrage, there was a Defender of Olympus with the big mitigations. There's a teleport into the tier 2 tower, middle lane. And, I think Archies are ready to group up, surely, and take that Fire Giant currently with the ADC, now just respawning. But they're just split. They're
What
not
are you doing?
really looking at
Guys,
anything right now.
This is it's a fire giant. I'm like, it's 19 minutes in. I get it. Like, you don't exactly want to go for the fire giant right now, but your Heimdall is a 2-level lead. You have a Kronos. I mean, this
They do have a
shows
runic
it's all-
bomb.
They have a runic
They
bomb.
don't have a runic bomb.
They don't have one. It's true. They do not have a runic bomb.
Wait, no. Surely they did the last Pyromancer. Surely they have a runic bomb.
Where did they use it?
Trolling.
Where did they use it?
But you know what isn't trolling? Archie Baker, through the Cosmos. Dave Skater already pre-beats? He pre-beats that. He fully expected waiting for it. Archie just played the time. Got 3 beats. Hey, take what you can get.
I mean, it worked out. He didn't die. Which, definitely feel like that was the alternate option there. So, not terrible. I don't hate it. I mean, I don't really like it. Married to the game, once again, picking up this dominance. We'll see if he goes crit again. Crit being slightly less effective on Heimdall than it is anyone else. So, definitely going to be interesting. I mean, I feel like you could pick up like an Atalanta's bow, seeing that it has the pen. You're getting just free pen right there, and then probably picking up something else. I don't really know, but something good.
The Gold Fury has respawned. Iron 4 does have the ward vision, is aware that Dave Skater is currently behind him, and you know what? He chooses to make the right way. He's going for the right pathing, but stepping over a ward, he has been caught out and will still meet Dave Skater. There's an Astral Barrage coming through, and actually, there's Dave's to respond. Archie Baker with the stun, and that Astral Barrage will pick up Dave Skater, but Archies get the Gold Fury for free because of that.
Yeah, I mean, Dave decided that he basically told his team, hey guys, let me die there. I'm going to pull off the biggest bait, and Meyer just kind of like, I'm pretty sure, live reenactment of the comms, he was just dead silent. And it's like, hey, I'm rewinding, you need help. And then just pick up the goal for you. That's exactly what happened there. As
Borden found himself in a sticky spot. There's 3. That's a 3-man solar swing, and there's a landfall just off the mark. But now Borden's falling lower and lower. Thunderstrike used against him. He used the meditation. Meanwhile, on the other side, Archie Baker being caught out off health. Not a good start for Daves, but there's a defender of Olympus who would solo swing will get off. But you know what? You can't run away from a Hercules. You can't run away from a compound. As much as DR can save you, it's falling lower and lower.
Free health. There we go.
He's gone.
Easy.
And now through the combos,
that
is big. Married to the game, Aegis coming out. Archie Baker falling to 1 health, but will get out alive as the Elemental. A lot of damage coming out from the Merlin with the Dragonfire, but will not kill because of the Aegis. So,
to be honest, like if Seagull was just like slightly tankier, that tower likely just falls. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like you're doing like 100 million damage per shot when you're like your quadrant 4 of Chronos. You're just kind of like, when, especially with that poly, yeah, like.
No, surely the third wheel for the 35% magical power is better.
Surely, I mean, who needs that? Who needs the 35% damage contribution?
There's set up for Fire Giant. Archie Baker has got a cheeky ward that no one on Archies can de-ward, so that ward sits there for free. Archies have destroyed the Pyromancer, who has picked up the Runic Bomb. It is Nico's with the speed buff running around, and they're already in the perfect position to set up and start fighting. Porden has already been caught out.
That's.
Sorry, that was Royan's, not Porden. We've already been caught out. That is through the realms. That is a good landfall, separating the rest of Archies, and Royans will get an Excalibur's Wrath off to zone the rest of the team. But Royans will not go.
He's just
Meanwhile,
dead,
back.
no backline peel.
Wrestle Barrage coming off Iron 4 does a lot of damage. Archie Baker blinks in the back, misses on Married to the Game. Iron 4 dashes in. He beats Married to the Game. Will not fall. Archie Baker's the only one standing with Through the Cosmos available, but you know what?
How could you do fire? You're like a Chrono. You have a Chronos on your side.
Married to the Game, just being 1 health, despite having an almost full health Chronos, they do not opt to do the Fire Giant, but with Seagull teleporting in, with the tier 3 heroic teleport, they will, or should, go for a free Fire Giant.
Surely they Archie just Baker. Run the Fire Giant, right? I mean, 10 seconds into Piccolo and Kyren get there. You have a Chronos and a Heimdall. Archie Baker, what can he do? He has his ultimate, I guess. He's now going into it.
Being
What
caught
is
by
he gonna do
Skater,
now?
there's through the Cosmos. He's looking at his available options. Fire Giant is
DPS.
only quarter health. Will he get anything as he gets the Fire Giant? He got it. You know what? Hats off. Fair enough. He got it.
Well, all they needed to do was just like hold DPS. Like all they needed to do was just like stop holding left click and say, "Hey guys, there's a Ratatusker in the air. We see him with our own 2 eyes. Maybe we just kind of like stop left clicking the Fire Giant, and that Archie Baker has to come down then, and you guys just kill him." Why are you trying to Why are you trying to 50-50 a Fire Giant?
Oh, Archdruid. That wasn't even Archdruid's Fury. That was Sundering Axe taking out a chunk of Royan's health. The 4% health steal is nothing to laugh at this point.
I'm done, man. How do you manage that? How do you
Sometimes the most beautiful things are just unexpected.
Like, seriously, did you just like stop thinking?
Royan says LinkedIn gets hit by Mario the Moisties stop time, so he will get CC'd,
Yeah.
and they cannot commit onto him.
I'm
And
full.
now everything is just in discourse. That's a 3-man confound coming out from Nikos. Nikos falling lower and lower. There's a landfall onto him. He's falling lower and lower and lower, but he does not die. Important is low.
Oh, man,
will be caught because of how Solar Swing is. And you know what? Nikos is still here. Dave Skater with a blink double knockup gets 1. Will not get 2. Royan's still living. Kyron force uses an Aegis. Archie Baker trying to mitigate by trying to kill anyone in the back, but will not and gets low. Has to recall. And you know what? All 5 members of Archies are still kicking, and Nikos with the Sentinel's Boon just gaining more and more health back, and now they're in a perfect position to siege that mid Phoenix.
Fourth quadrant, surely. Oh, never mind.
There's still a Merlin with a Fire Giant though, and their defense siege still looking fairly strong. So they'll keep it going.
But like Meyer has Polly in 4th quadrant, like that should have fell right there. Like, he should be well, actually, he doesn't have Pendulum. He has... Never mind. If he has Pendulum there, that does fall, because like, you're doing like 300 a shot, and then Polly another 300 on the tower.
Why would you go alternate timeline?
I'm not too sure. It just seems like he's memeing, honestly.
You know what?
I don't see much of a merit to it. I'm being honest. Like...
I mean, if you want to have, like, 3 states where you don't die, you know what? Go on. You do a bit of a meme, but I don't know.
You're like not. I don't know. You're just kind of like not doing much with it. Like
let them cook. Let them cook. You know that's what they always say. Just let them haul up. Let them cook. In this scenario, surely he's the best chef on Kitchen Nightmares.
I just think he's burning the kitchen down. Like, that's what's happening right now. It's just there's a fire in the kitchen and he doesn't know how to put it out, and he made alternate timeline. That's what he did. That's what happened there, and you can't change my mind. Anyways, the Seagull does have that new Stone of Binding.
Stone of Binding has been a pretty good item. I think. I don't know how much valuable it is. I think it's pretty valuable early game, but at the same time, 25 pen late game is also really, really strong. So,
yeah.
You know what? I like it. Very nice tank item. Totally not a tank item that totally needs damage on it or anything by any chance. No.
Yeah. I mean,
because why would we give tanks damage? What? We want tanks to be tanky, not deal damage.
Yeah.
Oh wait, why did we have 3 damage? Why did we have 3 tank items that have damage in their passives?
No.
Oopsie silly. Royans is currently being looked at in a collapse, but he's chilling.
He's chilling. I mean, he has TP up. Well, he doesn't have to TP to a tower if he doesn't upgrade it. Which he doesn't.
But so, yeah, he's showing up in the solo lane tier 2. He's fine.
Yeah, a 200-second cooldown, though. Pretty rough. And
as he's already being looked at as the point of contention being pulled in, but so is Seagull getting pulled in as well in rotation. There's through the Cosmos.
Beautiful Bifrost.
Good Bifrost keeps him away as Mario the Moisty currently being sniped out on the Astral Barrage, but Royan's still being looked at. Seagull just getting a little bit comfort. But Chiron in the back all by himself with Dave Skater. Aegis used. Dave Skater will just pick up the kill. And now Archie Baker.
He's gone.
Porton is gone. Archie Baker, half his health. Iron Force still held deep, but
Barrage.
no Astral Barrage.
You have a Chronos and a Heim. This should fall.
Archie should get this Fire Giant for free. Seagull has just teleported in. He's zooming.
He's zooming. He's running at him.
He's got the fountain buff. He's got his shield of regrowth. You know what? W key. We do a little bit of W keying. Fire Giant destroyed just before 30 minutes, so it's not an enhanced Fire Giant. I feel like they could have waited for an enhanced Fire Giant.
It completely. I mean, they should have, honestly. That is the right play. Just kind of like saying, like, hey, guys, let's hold DPS for EFG. That makes this Kronos' Siege just 10 times better, right? You're now... I mean, it still is really good that tower did just fall immediately. Yeah, with this minion wave in, that is a free tower there if Meyer chooses to step in, which he isn't.
Oh, Porton has already been caught out. There's a landfall to try and deal any damage. That's a beautiful through the cosmos coming out from Archie Baker. It will knock up a lot of them, and a lot of damage being done in the back. Royan's trying to look at get right to the game. Aegis will be used, but meanwhile, Dave Skater in the back.
Timeline.
Chiron keeping the blood. Alternate timeline will keep the Kronos alive. No one on Archies has died. All of them so low, but Dave's are even lower. Chiron just being left with Dave Skater and almost falling.
Man, alternate timeline really did.
You know, let him cook. That's why we say haul up, let him cook. Mario, but it's turning for Dave's as they pick up 2. Dave 3. Iron 4 getting a double kill. The Phoenix defense siege is just too strong, and that's where that enhanced Fire Giant could have just absolutely come into play. It's a normal Fire Giant.
Just waited. Yeah, literally, if they had enhanced Fire Giant, they could have just waited outside of that Phoenix and been like, haha, we're just healing up, and they couldn't have done anything about it. Or they also just likely would have died there. Now it's a 4v2 here with no one but Seagull and Dave, who do have Fire Giant, to be fair, up. But what more? We've seen
Dave. We've seen Dave do enough murdering, and you know what? He's gone the bluestone start for jungle. He's looking to brawl. It was one of the things that I was potentially talking about, and he's here to be a brawler with the new upgraded bluestone brooch, doing so much damage late game. As a jungler, it helps you with your. Even just regular bluestone. Archies get to pick up the gold fury. Unfortunate for Dave's.
I don't know how they. Come on, guys.
Yeah, going back to it. I mean, even bluestone early game doing 60 damage, 60 physical damage to camps. Like as much as it isn't, it's okay for camp clear. It's just so much more better for brawling and potential early kills, and then also just being able to go into brute late game for even more potential fighting. Bluestone in the jungle does seem, certainly you think will be a lot of things that could happen. I think we could see a lot of that going into Season 10, especially in Glarious Might League, potentially maybe in the middle division and the lower division, but certainly in the upper division, we could be seeing Bluestone starts for junglers just for fighting capability early game and even late game. I think it's something certainly interesting.
Yeah, I definitely interesting. Although I will say, Archies is in a really good spot. They do have this Oni fire wave coming down that right lane. Easiest to defend, sure, but nothing to scoff at. You need to defend it. You need to draw people away from that. You need to draw people away. As we do see this Oni wave coming down on left, you do need to defend that. It likely won't take out the tower due to minion RNG, unfortunately, but it is going to deal a good bit to that tower. I mean, it's going to easily fall to half health or more. With that other minion wave coming in there as well, definitely going to be...
Alright, respawning within 10 seconds. Archies are already very grouped up and ready for doing it. Dave's, however, currently split and currently also holding on the mid wave. Archie Baker currently being caught using Flurry on the wave. Now having to use through the Cosmos to escape. Will avoid the excavate as Seagull goes onto Royans, takes out a lot of health. just with that Sundering Axe and the Stone of Binding, and now Porton currently being looked at as he's been pulled with the Earthbreaker, gets pulled back in with the Driving Strike, but Ryan's currently looking at Dave Skater taking a lot of damage, now being taunted with the Confound. There's the Sunder, but there's a Sundering Strike in return, there's a lot of damage onto Nikos, and there is a landfall! Catching Mary to the game, and Meyer, but Meyer able to use Rewind, Mary to the game, able to keep healthy, and now through the realms onto Royans as Porton has fallen. Archie falling lower and lower. There's an Astral Barrage from 4 who is already 1 health, trying to look for any snipes, does not connect. And now with the Shield of Regrowth, Seagull can continue on the chase to zone as Archies reset and they get ready for going for that fire giant, as there is Nikos using Defender of Olympus to teleport onto Mara the Moisty. They can just get that enhanced fire giant burning, already at half health almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's free. You have a Kronos, you have a Heim at full build.
But will he do it again? Archiebaker with the through the Cosmos, but it's just too late. They've already got the Fire Giant, and now Archiebaker having dropped from that, caught by Gods for Life, and caught by Dave Skater. And now the chase is on, as Gods for Life is continuing to pursue that chase. Archiebaker not giving any leeway, but he's trapped. There's no way he's getting out. As Dave Skater is coming back, there he is. Archiebaker now forced to stop his recall, but there's the Thistlethorn Acorn, able to get the distance done, but no. Archiebaker does not choose to sacrifice himself. The tower does give the kill to Dave Skater with a Poly Hydra's proc.
Yeah, with that.
Now Mid Phoenix is now the Mid Phoenix currently being looked at by 4 members of Archies. Karen giving a little bit of good defense, but not any particular scratches to really scoff at. So and there goes the aggression. There goes the Runic Bomb already going in. Porton already falling to a quarter of health, has been sundered, just about misses the Excavate. Mid Phoenix will fall, and Archies are full 5, they're full health, they're looking for that right Phoenix, maybe even potentially having Dave Gator split push the left tower. Nope. Not going for that left tower, we'll just go for the right Phoenix as Porton tries to look for any contest, but he's just taking so much damage from this Kronos. IM4 has rolled in and just met his demise. This is game.
Surely that doesn't cost them the game. Surely.
This is game.
Looking for the end. Pycolo having to go for the landfall, married to the game, playing it beautifully. This is gonna be...
Dave Skater blinks in on the back. Dave Skater has been pulled into Fountain by Mr. Porton, has to use the beads, falls lower and lower. They're actually giving their Titan defense. Royans is down. Dave Skater is down, has been shut down. Porton able to keep safe, but there is Archiebaker in the back, gets it through the Cosmos. There's an Excavate. Kyron full lows.
Another one
gets the kill with the stop time. There's 2. Titan is still on a quarter health, now on half health. Married to the game, doing a lot of damage. Quarter. Archiebaker falling too low as they're hitting in the fountain. It's 10. They're going. They're just running in the fountain. That is game 2 to Archies. What a way to start off season 10.
A much closer game than game number 2, but a win nonetheless. Archies, just like last game, they had a few more missteps surely, but that didn't matter. They were in the lead, they had that extra game of a cushion, and they knew that they could take missteps if they needed to. But in the end, all they needed to do was close out that game and potentially get a win. And that's exactly what they did. Archie's taking it 2-0 over the Daves. They played it beautifully. A masterclass in that late game.
I had, when I looked at this Willie game, I'm seeing Dave's absolutely on top, absolutely demolishing everything, just taking so much advantage. Where I'm looking at the stages of, is it just Hercules is rotated, eventually the Heimdall rotated, you have the power of Athena with Confound and Defender of Olympus, and you have a Kronos late game. Is it just a ticking time bomb at that rate?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It's just, there was good late game on the side of Dave's. I mean, that Rama and that Merlin with that King Arthur, great late game. But when you have a Heimdall and when you have a Kronos on the other side, you cannot get much of a better late game besides maybe an Artemis along with that Kronos. Married to the game, beautiful. 8-1-14, doing exactly what they needed to do. It's just, there was that ticking time bomb and you let it go off, and Well, we saw right there, even when Archies had that, even when Archies didn't have that fire giant going into that fight against the Daves, they still won it. Going into that EFG, they won that fight handily. Archie couldn't even step up far enough to get through the Cosmos attempt to steal. He was just late. I mean, Archies, they played this really well. Dave's, they were on that game too. They were close, but they weren't close enough.
It had reach within hand's grasp, but it's just ever so out of touch. It's just sad to see them go away. But you know what? I'll give Dave's something. I'm seeing game one. I'm seeing 12 wards coming out from Archies as being the maximum, and 10 coming out from Archies, Dave's being the maximum, and already a marginal improvement. Both double-digit wards coming out, aside from Royans, who unfortunately was the consequence of having those low wards being ganked multiple 3-man rotations multiple times. I think he's granted preventing a defender of Olympus isn't exactly possible, but just knowing the Uwilix will come over and just continue to pressure you, something to take away.
Yeah, Pyclaw had 19 wards. It's a pretty good amount. Definitely wards a point of contention. It's hard to know where you're warding on this new map, but all these players, they did exactly what they needed to do in these games, and they were just great.
Hello.
As I do believe we do have a interview coming up with the one and the only Seagull.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That game, we went into the set thinking it would be a bit more of a challenge, especially with Archie Baker and
Ego.
Royans. But I don't know, man. After game one, I think the tier lists need a bit of a revamp.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we all saw that, like, everyone was taking Royans in. They were like, yeah, Royans is one of the best solo laners potentially within the league, and yeah, it's a bit of a struggle.
Sure he still is. He still is, right? It's just they're I'm just the goat. I don't know, man. I can't say much.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble. Are we getting that type of deal?
He's on his ego arc, man. My man feels like genetics.
I'm high on life right now,
game. Won a singular game, won his first game, and is just acting like he won the chip.
Won the first set of Season 10 GSL, Season 3 GSL. Congratulations.
I won't lie. We did kind of PayPal that Rama to dash in that one time, but
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it was a fair game.
Yeah, I mean, you played well. Going into that game one, it didn't seem all that close. What were you guys' thought processes?
I mean, we just kind of fumbled a couple objectives, a little bit. That was kind of it. We definitely worked on that in game two. But I won't talk about that Chrono stealing damage to the FG that one time.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, that was a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on his own mind there, but we'll keep him on a leash next time.
Yeah, I mean, y'all did great. That was about one of the few missteps. I mean, there was a bit of a misstep in that early game, but considering you have a Herkheim Kronos, that's to be expected. And y'all showed up in that late game.
Yeah, we just have a draft heavily focused around it, so I don't know what they're going here for their drafts, to be honest, but it's worth a try.
Well, any shout outs before we close out our first cast?
I'm gonna have to shout out my boy Big Briffa. He's a real one, and Dave Skater. I think he performed really well. And Nikos, I saw that Ymir body block on Archie that one time in that tier one.
That body block was beautiful.
That was a bit of a nasty one. Can't lie.
Yeah,
so I think he deserves the GOAT status as well.
Honestly, actually bringing back to it, Nikos for game one. I knew when I saw the Ymir, I was expecting full aggression, full demon, and he just did that. I mean, we saw the block in the tower at level 3. That was just only the beginning of it all, really.
Yeah, I don't know. Nikos, he's just a multi-role talent, and yeah, I think he peaked hardcore with the Ymir game, but so they had to ban it out. That's how hard he fucked them, man. He was just there, you know.
Yep. Well, yeah, so true as Printer says. Well, thank you for joining us, Siegel, and thank you all for joining us in this first cast of Galeria Smite League Season 3. We will see you next time for whenever our next game is. This has been Panda Bear Ash with Laffy as my cheer one, or Laffy, and Printers on the production. You guys have a nice night.